I had said on one of my platforms, I don't remember what, that it took that I was working with some inner city kids, and they did not believe that what we have online does not disappear after a while. They had no idea. And I said to them,
Mm.
once you put something on the internet, it could be found years and years and years later.
Yeah.
And one of
Or
the
print
tips,
screened and somebody saves it.
well, that's a
Or,
possibility
or
too.
Jing screened or Camtasia screened or one of those software screens can capture this video. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know those platforms. Only my techie good friend knows these things.
No, it's a software packages. You can screen capture right now instead of just doing this on Zoom. I could be additionally recording you through my
Wow.
Camtasia software or another one like it, like Jing or something else. And I just would put a square box of this whatever the software wants to align what I want to capture, and I could cut me out of it and only have you or have the whole thing or whatever I want, and I could be recording over this recording and
Well,
saving it.
I didn't know anything about this when I was working with the inner city kids, and I said things stay on the internet forever, and they didn't
Yeah.
believe me. I had to get Verizon in, and they had a representative come and talk to these kids, and they said, it stays forever, so you better watch what you say. And one of the TikToks that I did was talking about the young singer, 19-year-old singer, Billie Eilish, and when she was 13, looking to get attention, like most 13-year-old acting out adolescents do, she said some things that were very racy and racist. And now all of a sudden she's 19 and people have found what she had said when she was 13. And I had to explain to everybody, get off it. Because things that we say when we're 13 or younger uh, don't show our full development at that point. And isn't
Yeah.
life about growth? And the prefrontal cortex doesn't mature until at least 25. And I just recently saw a study that said it doesn't mature until 30. And that's the decision making part of your brain. So that here they are attacking this girl, and now she's crying, she's upset. And you can understand because she didn't know when she was 13 that things that she said out there on these platforms would be following her.
Yeah.
So, and they wanted to cancel her and this and this. I mean, this whole cancel culture is just out of control already.
It's just so hard for kids because they want to
Oh,
share. They want, I can't even, I'm so glad my kids grew up before all this. I'm so glad.
yeah,
Because it was bad enough. I remember talking to my daughter. She would have pictures on Facebook when she was young. I mean, she was old of age, but she would have bikini tops or whatever, you know what I mean, in the
right.
pictures. And I'm like, don't, you just don't. And I guess I'm not very much like Kim Kardashian's mom, where I'm just going to take advantage of whatever and turn it into a
No,
business. You know what I mean? I just don't.
right.
I didn't want that for her, but and then she looks back. She's like, oh, she'll always go, Mom, you're right. You're always right. I hate you're always right. But I think you have to think about that as a
But,
parent.
but as,
For your kids, you want to help protect them.
as a parent, but one of my friends was a former top model on 500 Vogue covers, etc., etc. We all know her name, and she said she had plenty of opportunities to pose without her tops on, and she chose against that. And she's so glad she did because now her sons are all in their 30s and they're saying, Mom, I'm so glad you didn't do that. Now, the sons are saying
But
to her,
even if you don't do it, people Photoshop that. If you
well,
look
that's
for
the whole
her naked, I'm sure she's out there, but she's not really her. So that's
with
the crazy thing.
her face and
Yeah,
somebody else's body.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, well, that's
People
so
have too much time on their hands.
I do that. I don't have that kind of time. I'm always researching new
I'm gonna have to look up yours to see if you're out there with that. See if somebody photoshopped you.
you
You're
know
probably out there. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised. Some National Enquirer thing. I mean, I have seen a lot of photographs of stars, and I have an affiliation with that company. So
Hmm.
very often they will show somebody's face who is highly recognizable with somebody else's body, and sometimes the stars are happy about that. What people don't recognize is that
Uh-huh.
this craving to keep your name out there is also supported by the stars themselves. Very often they will make phone calls to the tabloids and say, I'm going to be at such and such a place at such and such
Yeah.
a time. And then all of a sudden, paparazzi shows up and they go, oh, look at
I look terrible. Perfect, right? Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just wanted to see where it all leads. I mean, it's kind of like a train wreck. You can't help but look sometimes, you know? You should,
today
it's,
it is a train wreck, but this may
mm,
not, we may not know where this all leads in our lifetime.
yeah.
Only after the fact, when we're dead and buried, will we find, will our progeny find out, oh my God, what
Yeah.
our mom did, what
Yeah.
my aunt did. Oh
Yeah, I'll be better off not knowing what they find. I think.